Hello, fans, loyal audience, who else? So after I made that video, Zeido and children, after I made that video about that chimpanzee looking Jew, as I was walking to the library, more information trickled. I don't know, maybe just reading his otherworldly file, or was he there? I don't know, but I got a couple of things from what he was thinking and what he was doing. Sure enough, they make sense, right? So that's what he was saying, right? So black hole, right? Matter or mass, right? Matter or mass, right? And here is what he called energy, or that shade of forming matter, right? I don't know what to call it. He called it energy. Fine by me. Here's my my knowledge. If there is existence, anything, this, that's energy. That's also energy, right? Things only exist. So energy and existence are either one and the same, right? Or they're binary thing, right? If there's no energy, there's no existence. Let's put it this way, right? Now that's not what he's talking about here. Here, what he was trying to address here, right, is the transition between this and that, right? So black hole, right? Black hole, this, whatever antimatter or whatever it is that is in the universe, right? Right? That's the one that you don't see. You can even see light through it, right? Without it, you won't even see anything, not even light, right? So again, the transition here, this here is a sinkhole. Remember what I said, right? Sinkhole. That's what he was thinking, right? Sinkhole, right? So there is a lot of this antimatter. This antimatter is almost non-existent, right? Forget about this dimensional thing, and different dimensions and so on. Just leave that for science fiction and social media, right? And those who like to entertain themselves, right? Well, I am one of those sometimes, right? So here, right? Here, when that matter comes, it begins to condense, right? Where around the edges of the galaxy, right? They begin to condense, and they condense more. But here, from here, end of the edge of the galaxy to the black hole, entering is really fast. I mean, that's like almost zero speed, right? Or velocity, or acceleration, right? That's what he was thinking, right? Right. This is mine. There's existence, there's matter. This is mine, not his, right? There's something else that's mine. I know because I saw. In the black hole, it's not one thing, it's two things. So after I made that known a few years back, I began to see illustrations like this, right? Right? It's not like that, right? It is like this. It's like this, right? And it's a vice. You will need two things to make one thing, right? You will need two things to generate or be the base of one thing, at least what appears to us. There's always that duality, right? Okay, so that's what this is, right? So it's the process on the edge of the galaxy, right? Between the core, and the core becomes extremely dense, right? So it's like this, right? Right? But it's not like this. Some of that happens here, right? Some of that, but it needs a lot of that matter, right? A lot of that non-matter or nearly non-existent matter to become matter, right? So here at the center, it's so deadly, so dead, so compressed, so, right? So it needs a lot of that matter to really make this matter, non-matter to matter, right? And that's the what he says, energy into matter, or vice versa. Going outward, right? So it's not everything, right? When a body, right, and this black hole here, it fractures, right? It's not one thing and the same. The pressure inside causes it to generate two things, right? One is it fractures and it generates black holes, right? And ejects these black holes into space. These become stars, as a matter of fact. Some of them grow into bigger galaxies. I said that way in the past, that galaxies give birth to other galaxies, right? Generate other galaxies. Some of them just die out. Those who die out, they begin the decay process. And that takes millions of years, probably billions of years, until it dissolves or deforms back into that non-matter matter, right? So that's that here. He said, you know, I told you about the, let me erase that. So really, that's the whole thing. EMC square is that galaxy thing, right? Right, so I told you T2 minus T1, really, T1. What I really should have said, he corrected that actually. It's really C2 minus C1. Or in the form of those Zem Arabs, right? Right, you know, the dx really is the d, is not that, it's really the dc, right? dc. This may also be, you know, like the dc, but it's not the c squared, right? So it's the dc, right? But then he said something. He said that c, as I told you, it's really not a definition of anything. Why? Because light is still matter, right? It's that point, right? It's that point of transition of matter into the other side, or the other non-matter matter, transformation or morphing into, or reforming, or whatever you want to call it, right? Right? So the speed of light, I don't know, because we really never observed anything by way of telescope or whatever, right? Or electronics, blah, 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 right? Maybe gamma rays are faster, right? I don't know. I don't want to even speculate. But that's what he said. He said that's the black hole, right? 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 He says but I don't think there's surety in his record or something like that. He said that's speed of light, right? Which is c, right? That's the unit of transformation, right? Speed of light by the diameter of the galaxy, right? The arm of the galaxy. Not the arm, rather it's the diameter. So like this, right? So he said that's that c by the diameter, which is, I think it's called r, right? C by r. That's what he was saying. It does appear to me like he wasn't 100% certain of this, but it does appear as if he was more sure this is closer to reality. It does sound like it. This will produce a certain unit for you, but what is that unit? I don't think it's like one unit that makes the transformation between matter, right, and non-existing matter, or non-matter matter, right, or call it energy, that's fine, right? But if it's one unit between the transformation, then you can cut it apart, right? This still doesn't give me like a real variable, but it's definitely he thinks so. The c square, right? This is definitely not a constant. Take that out and reformat it, like as I mentioned here earlier, right? Now, I told you about these things. I have a theory of my own. I want to show you. This I had long time ago. Suppose you took a pipe, right? Right? Well, one is dead end, right? Closed. Right? And one is open, right? And then take something like this, right? And then put it into it, right? And then compress it. Pressure. Right? Put something here, matter. Well, water, right? Matter. And press that matter, right? Now make the assumption that this here is unbreakable. And breakable. Right? This here will not stop. The force is perpetual. Force is perpetual. Right? And then keep compressing. At one point, the pressure will be so great and the resistance for every action, there's an equal reaction, right? They tell you it's, what's his name? Newton? Check out those guys. They look like that. The other side of the monkey family, right? They call them Arabs, right? Right? What do you think is going to happen here to the water? If you keep compressing, I mean, the water, the pressure is so great that the water will not stand, right? It's going to keep compressing, it's going to keep compressing, it's going to keep compressing. This here is unbreakable, so the water has nowhere to go, right? After it won't be able to break free, right? Right? So that's matter. At one point, the pressure will be so great that what happens here is the atomic structure of the water will immediately morph, convert into something else to accommodate for lesser space, lesser space, lesser space, right? Lesser space. It'll be smaller and smaller. But what if the pressure continues and there is no longer any space for it to exist? Space to exist, right? What do you think is going to happen? It's going to further transform into a third function or a third, no. Here, what I'm saying is it'll transform, but there will be, at one point, there will be one transformation. And what is that? It's that energy. From matter to energy, right? Or that non-matter, that very matter that we don't feel, we don't see, but it's so thin and so widespread, and it fills the universe, right? What is that hypothesis tells me? And it's a reality, that in the black hole, right? Right, you get like the universe, like imagine it like a ball in a water pool, right? Inundated by water, right? Right? Here at one point, and then I told you there's like, the two, right? Eventually, it will transform into that non-matter. The compression will transform it into that non-matter, and it will eject now, because now it can go through, right? It can go through the black hole walls, and it'll eject out in space, right? It'll eject out in space, while these keep coming here. So this becomes more like a pressure cooker or something of the sort, right? It's taken in so much non-matter, and it's ejecting, two things. It's ejecting those small black holes or stars or something. These are ejected from the outer edge, right? Due to certain mechanical and dynamic operations, right? They form here and they get bounced back. They form here and they get ejected. And they're mostly like polarity, right? And you see them in the sun, as a matter of fact. But way down inside, whatever makes it way down inside, like to the center here, gets transitioned here into that non-matter. right? So that's my sort of theory here. But even though he probably didn't know this, right? Even though he probably didn't know this, his theory is also converges on that fact. Here's a fact for you, and that also works out by way of his theory, by way of his hypothesis or conjecture, but it's reality, right? So if you take a neutron or electron, right, and another electron, right, or neutron, right, and fire them against each other at the speed of light, okay, or even higher. You know, again, the speed of light, formation, non-formation, you know, that's where it gets a little bit blurry. And then they hit each other. What happens is, once they hit each other, one is going to go this way, one is going to go this way, or somehow, right, due to certain variables, momentum, rigidity of the surface, and. But if these two neutrons are forced against each other into a pool, right? Into a, not a pool, rather into a, the pipe that I mentioned earlier, that they cannot go elsewhere, they just have to, and their speed is unstoppable. They just keep moving, right? And they finally hit each other. Here, their speed is not allowed to diminish, right? So they're perfectly aligned. They cannot escape the line of sight, and they cannot stop. What do you think you're going to get here? You're going to get a black hole. That black hole will be the seed of a black hole, right? It will grow so rapidly, similar to a plant. You know how when you plant a plant, a seed, the first 1 year it grows so much, and then it slows down, it slows down, it slows down, right? So this actually can happen in space, right? And these two electrons eventually form that black hole, seed black hole, and it's like this, right? Two things, as I mentioned. That's it, right? So, and now they become a sinkhole, right? A black hole. So that's actually, you know, connected in as I was walking to the library. I don't know, I think maybe the guy himself just found an opportunity, right, to channel something, or maybe I just felt some record of his brain or something. I don't know, but yeah, that's so I'm gonna repeat myself that Chimpanzee looking Jew was really on to something and was thinking in terms of real reality of being. Here's one of my known fact I haven't declared so far. Existence is intelligence, and intelligence is existence, right? And that means, I will explain that later, maybe in a video or something of the sort, but you heard it here first. Existence is intelligence, and if there's no intelligence, there is no existence. If there is no existence, there is no intelligence. You may say, well, an atom is dumb. Oh, no. There's intelligence of design, right? Intelligence of building, intelligence of function. Some, of course, there are levels of intelligence. You get intelligence like ours. There's higher intelligence, and there's the intelligence that is automatic, that is in built-in, non-conscious intelligence, such as the one in an atom, right? And then there's a higher intelligence in bacteria. Bacteria has intelligence, and there's intelligence in trees. You know, like there is a nervous system in tree, but if you want to look at it thinking of our own nervous system, you won't find it, right? It's different, right? It's different. It's built, intelligence is built on different things. I'm not saying it's conscious, right? No. When it's animalistic, or you know, the organic kingdom, right, of insects, of humans, of monkeys, right? So that's a higher intelligence. Like, for example, we have intelligence. Our cells do have intelligence as well. They have certain limited capacity to make decision but they respond largely to our own, to control from the brain down. You understand? So here you get it. This is like a fact of the universe. Intelligence is existence, and existence is intelligence. And what I said earlier here, existence is matter, and matter is momentum and energy is existence, and existence is energy. No, matter is energy, and energy is matter, or that non-matter. How you think of it really is, some people think of dimensions, right? Don't waste your time. There's no such thing. And if there's such thing, no, we will never sense it. We will never know what it is. And you will be wasting your time trying to find it, right? But think of it as the, what do you call, the spectrum, right? The light spectrum, right? While we see certain light, we don't see another, and so on, but they all exist, right? But they all function at one end, those frequencies, right? They function within two boundaries, right? Within two boundaries. And we are in a certain boundary with other boundaries, right? So others we don't sense, but they're there as a shade of that spectrum. That's all there is to it, folks. But that's what he was thinking. And as I was walking to the library today, I didn't think, I'm gonna hear and think of stuff like that. But I think either it came from somewhere. But that's what he was trying to say here, and that's what he was trying to think. So back again, this is only scratching the surface, folks. What he was thinking. He didn't go deep in the details, and like I said at the end, he was a little bit. He knew what he was thinking was right. I don't think he could have declared what I just told you, which he was thinking, that energy is matter and matter is energy. Maybe they will have made fun of him or something of the sort. But that's what it is, right? That's what he was thinking. And then I think he was thinking in terms of the unit. He just got lost in there and he used c squared, right? But it's really, I don't know, maybe he got that after death or something. That it's really that the light speed at the length of the arm or the radius of the galaxy. But even that is undefined. However, if you think in terms of galactic distances and measurements and so on, because that's at the end of the edge of the galaxy is when the transformation begins to happen, right? And then matter begins to dissolve into resonance and speed up the universe or something of the sort. I don't know. Again, excuse my gibberish, my son Zeido. But I thought, I thought I would let you know about these thoughts, gibberish or whatnot. I don't care. Just know that I love you and I miss you and your sisters. And I hope this helps. Maybe all these integrals, differentials, and so on about 1 trillion times as much as I do. Maybe you can formulate something out of that. But don't waste your time, Zeido. I know you're a mathematician, not physicist. And hope things will work out for you. I love you, Zeido. I love you, Amina. I love you, Salma. I love you, Yemen. I love you, Noti. I love you, Hannah, and Zeido as well. And we'll talk to you later. Bye now.